The second trailer for Doom the Dark Ages has just released, and it's only 10 months after the first trailer. This trailer reveals a lot of interesting information that we've not seen up until now, from new characters to new monsters to even our first look at the BFG. There's a lot of good stuff here, so let's not waste any time and let's get into it. So if you've seen the trailer, then you'll probably have noticed that there's a lot of cutscenes this time, and a higher emphasis on story. For some, this may be a bit of an issue, but for me personally, I absolutely loved it. Our story seems to revolve around the Slayer trying to break free from the mind control of the Makers, whilst also battling the voices of Prince Azrak, who was previously hinted at by Hugo as being a little bit jealous of the Slayer's power.
And you kind of pick up that he's a little bit jealous of the kind of power that the Slayer wields over the demons, because the demons follow the one that they fear, you know?
I can never rule as king, so long as you are the only one they fear.
I love that we're finally getting a look into the demonic nobility. We've always known of these sort of intelligent demons, but we've never seen them in a game. The Dark Lord doesn't count, by the way. We also get to see a lot more Sentinel characters this time around. King Novik looks absolutely awesome in this game, and man, I love the armor. And along with that, his daughter seems to be playing a much bigger role in this game's story. And from what I've seen in the trailer, it seems like she's gonna somewhat side with the Slayer against the mind control thing. But yeah, the increased amount of cutscenes really allows id to explore this world that they've set up. We've only ever really heard about this world in codex entries, or through visiting it millions of years following the events of the Dark Ages. And let's be real, the cutscenes are also there just so we can see the Slayer doing cool stuff. But anyway, I know you really don't care that much about cutscenes and story. We're here to rip and tear, so let's look at the torture machines we'll get to use to do said ripping and tearing. First of all, this is the first time we've ever seen the shoulder mounted machine gun in action, and it looks glorious. I originally assumed this thing was going to pop out while you blocked using the shield, but instead this ability is actually a rune, like the ones we saw in Doom Eternal. It's activated after a perfect parry and will continuously shoot at whatever you're looking at for a short amount of time. I love this spin on the equipment launcher from Doom Eternal, and it also gives a pretty valid reason as to why we had that equipment launcher in Doom Eternal. In the same clip, we can also see that the accelerator is glowing red, hinting at a weapon mod or upgrade that allows you to boost the power for a short amount of time. We also see the rocket launcher in actual gameplay for the first time ever. We've seen it in images and concept art, but we've never seen it being used in actual gameplay. Although this is only trailer footage meant to make the game look cool, I think it's safe to assume that the rocket launcher will work as a faster way to heat up larger enemies' armor. Surprisingly, we also see more weapons for the Atlan mech. So far, we've seen that the mech can use a giant minigun, which has a limited time on it. It's a sort of power-up type of thing. And now, we've seen that there's potential for even more weapons like that, with this gigantic shotgun. This weapon has a gigantic rotating barrel that ejects the shells out the back of it. Due to the cylinder on the front, I have a reasonable suspicion that we'll have very few shots on this weapon, but as a trade-off, it'll be very, very powerful. But now, the weapon you've been waiting to see, the BFG. The BFG this time around seems to function pretty differently, with it now firing a singular green arrow that causes a massive explosion. This thing looks absolutely amazing, and it has an insane blast radius, really taking advantage of those higher system requirements for this game. Now let's talk about the enemies. So obviously we've seen Azrak, who seems to have his own boss fight arena shown off later, but in terms of normal enemies in the normal gameplay, there's some interesting things here. We finally have had a look at the Komodo in actual gameplay, and let me tell you, he looks awesome. I am a huge fan of this monster, even from this little bit of gameplay we've seen here. It seems to be one of the more aggressive ones in the game, and that's amazing to see. It wields this gigantic staff that can be parried, and it also has a large gun on its back, which seems to fire the same projectiles as the Mancubus. There was also this Armored Titan spotted in the background too, maybe hinting that this early game Armored Titan will be a reoccurring enemy like the Doom Hunter or the Marauder, and shout out to Horde Mode Gaming for noticing this. And now for our final new enemy, it's literally just Cthulhu. And due to this thing getting its own cutscene, I really think this is going to be some sort of boss fight. Maybe for one of the mech levels? I hope so. I am really loving a lot of the Lovecraftian monsters seen in this game so far, and I'm really glad that it is giving us more variety with the worlds that Hell has consumed and corrupted around this time. It means that we can get more variety with the Hell levels and also the demons we'll fight throughout the game, and that's always a good thing. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want more Doom the Dark Ages stuff from me, then click on one of the videos appearing on screen right now. If you'd like to support me, then all it takes is a like, but if you'd like to further support me, then I highly recommend becoming a channel member, as it benefits both of us. You can find me on social medias such as TikTok and on my Discord server linked in the pinned comment. Apart from that, thank you for watching and have a nice day.